Welcome to our latest baking tutorial where we'll uncover the one crucial mistake that could be sabotaging your cakes and how to fix it in an instant. Whether you're a seasoned baker or just starting out, understanding elements like accurate measurements and proper ingredient temperatures can make all the difference in your baking results. We'll delve into common pitfalls like overmixing and the importance of preheating your oven, as well as essential tips on cake pans and cooling techniques. By the end of this video, you'll be empowered to elevate your cakes to a whole new level of perfection. Let's dive in and transform your baking game. 1. Understanding the importance of accurate measurement. Baking is often seen as a science, and for good reason. Unlike cooking, where a dash of this or a pinch of that can often suffice, baking requires precise measurements to ensure success. One common mistake that many home bakers make is not measuring ingredients accurately. This can lead to cakes that are too dry, too dense, or that simply don't rise as intended. Think of baking like chemistry. If you don't have the right amount of each ingredient, the end result can be unpredictable. To avoid this, always use measuring cups and spoons specifically designed for dry and liquid ingredients. A digital kitchen scale can also be a valuable tool, allowing you to weigh ingredients for even more precision. 2. The role of room temperature ingredients. Another frequent error is using ingredients straight from the fridge. Cold butter or eggs can negatively impact the texture of your cake. For instance, room temperature eggs incorporate more easily into batter, which helps to trap air and improve the cake's rise and texture. Similarly, room temperature butter creams more efficiently with sugar, creating a light and fluffy base. If you forget to take ingredients out in time, there are quick fixes. For butter, you can cut it into smaller pieces and let it sit out for 15 minutes. For eggs, place them in a bowl of warm, not hot, water for about 10 minutes. 3. Overmixing. A common culprit. Mixing is an essential step in baking, but overdoing it can be detrimental. When you mix your batter too much, you risk developing gluten, which can make your cake tough and chewy rather than light and airy. The key is to mix until the ingredients are just combined. This means that once you no longer see streaks of flour, it's time to stop. If you're using an electric mixer, be sure to use it on a low setting and keep an eye on the texture of your batter. Remember, less is often more when it comes to mixing. 4. The impact of oven temperature. Baking at the wrong temperature is another frequent mistake that can ruin cakes. Ovens can vary in their actual temperature compared to what the dial reads. This discrepancy can cause cakes to bake unevenly or not rise properly. To combat this, invest in an oven thermometer to ensure your oven is at the correct temperature. Additionally, avoid opening the oven door frequently while baking, as this can cause the temperature to fluctuate, leading to uneven baking. Consistency is key, so make sure your oven is properly calibrated. 5. The significance of proper cake pans. The type of pan you use can greatly affect the outcome of your cake. Dark, non-stick pans absorb more heat and can cause cakes to bake faster and brown more than intended. This can result in a cake that's overcooked on the outside and undercooked on the inside. It's best to use light-colored, aluminum pans for even baking. Additionally, ensure that you're using the size specified in the recipe. If you use a pan that's too small, the cake may overflow, while a pan that's too large can result in a thin, dry cake. 6. The art of cooling cakes. How you cool your cake is just as important as how you bake it. Many bakers are eager to frost their cakes immediately after taking them out of the oven, but this can be a mistake. If the cake is too warm, the frosting will melt and slide off. It's crucial to let your cake cool completely on a wire rack to allow air to circulate and prevent the bottom from becoming soggy. For best results, let it cool in the pan for about 10 minutes, then remove it and allow it to cool completely before frosting. 7. The importance of fresh baking ingredients. Old or expired ingredients can hinder the success of your cake. Baking soda and baking powder lose their potency over time, which can prevent your cake from rising properly. Always check the expiration date on these ingredients, and if in doubt, replace them. Similarly, using fresh eggs and butter can make a noticeable difference in the taste and texture of your cake. Fresh ingredients ensure that your cake will rise properly and have the best possible flavor. 8. Layering and frosting techniques. When it comes to frosting your cake, technique matters. Applying too much pressure can cause crumbs to mix into your frosting, creating an uneven appearance. To prevent this, apply a thin layer of frosting as a crumb coat, then refrigerate your cake for about 15 minutes. This sets the crumbs in place. Afterward, you can apply a thicker layer of frosting smoothly. Using an offset spatula can also help achieve a professional finish, giving your cake a polished and attractive look. 9. Preheating the oven. A crucial step. Skipping the preheating step is a mistake that can have a big impact on your cake. If you put your cake into an oven that hasn't reached the right temperature, it can affect the rising process, leading to a dense and unevenly baked cake. Always preheat your oven for at least 15 minutes before baking. This ensures that the cake begins baking at the correct temperature, which is essential for the right texture and rise. Patience here can make a significant difference in your baking results. 10. The final touch. Quality assurance. The final step in baking a perfect cake is to test it before declaring it done. Insert a toothpick or skewer into the center of the cake. If it comes out clean or with a few crumbs, the cake is ready. If it comes out with wet batter, it needs more time. This simple test ensures that you don't end up with an underbaked center. Remember, every oven is different, and baking times can vary, so always rely on this test for the best results.